Hi friends, Anand again. So this is my second video on learning of the React Native. So this video is only for the beginners and the learners who are really want to learn React Native. And this video is not for the experts or masters in mobile app or in React Native application. So I'm just learning React Native, and then while learning, I'm just recording, and then I'm just sharing with the people who ever want to learn React Native. So that's the objective, nothing else. So in the previous video, I just learned how to create a React Native application. In this video, I'm gonna learn how to uh, create the navigation or how to implement the navigation for our mobile application. So React Native provides its own navigation framework, but there are certain node modules which extends that specific features and then implement it in a proper way. So one of the module is React Native Router Flex. So I'm gonna use that navigation module in this learning. So, so this is their official site in the GitHub. So this is the React Native router. So I'm gonna use this one. So in order to use this one, I need to install it first. Let me use the ps command to show my current working directory. So I'm under the Bitcoin. So this is the project we created in the previous video. So let me run the npm install React Native router flex, and then I'm gonna save this into the package.json. So if you don't use it, it won't be saved in the dependency in the package.json. So it's always advisable to use the dash dash save whenever you're trying to install some new modules. Okay, it's asking my password. It's installing. So while it's installing, let's read the document, what it's really telling. So define all your routes in one React component. So this is the router component, and we can see all the scene or all the screens which we need to define as a state. If you know AngularJS, in AngularJS we used to use the state provider. So I think it is same like that in React Native for me, obviously, personally. So okay, so I'm gonna use this guy. Let me copy this. Then I'm gonna remove this one. So as you are, any component in the React need to have the render method, and then that render method should have a return function. So I just copied this guy over here. So we see the key as root, which is the root path, and then after that we see the login, register, home, and the component names as login, register, home. We haven't created these components, and the title for that screen, I think they missed the title. Let me give us home. So register, login, right? Okay. So let me see. Okay, it got installed, and let me check the package.json. Here we go. So since I use the dash dash save, it got saved in the dependencies element in the package.json. Also, once it got deployed, please check the node modules. It's not mandatory, so I'm just showing like how to check. So under node module, we should have the same React router over here. Yeah, this is like a React Native router. So even we have the React over here, and then we have this React Native over here. Okay, so we just copied and pasted over here, but we need to import these guys from the React Native router flex. So I'm going to use the import router stack scene from React Native router flux. Okay, here we go. So if I reload this is the application, the basic application which we created before. I would have an error because it couldn't find the login. So we need to create the login component, this guy, and register and home as well. So okay, so let me create a component called login. So you can see this is my Bitcoin project, and I already created a source folder. So under source folder, I'm gonna create a folder called components for my custom components for this application. So under components, I'm gonna create the component called login. So it will be login.js. Okay, so cool. So class login extends react.component. So in order to make our JavaScript class as a component, it should extend the React component. So in order to use these guys, we need to import these guys first. So import React from React. That's fine. And then once we create it, we need to export. Then only we can import this in a different components. So default export login. So see what's over here. Yeah, export default. Sorry, should be export default. Export default login. Okay, so as I said, each component should have a render method. So we need to create this render method. So we have created the render method, and then each render method should return the view, actually function. So I'm gonna use the view over here, the React Native view. So okay, if we want to use the React Native view, then we need to import the view first. So import view from React Native. So whenever we see React and React Native, they are nothing but the node modules. So you should see these components under the node modules. So React Native, we say view. So this is the React class, and we should be able to see the React class over here. So it is like that. So anyway, like we don't need to care about those stuff. And then I'm gonna show something like text. So this is the login screen, so I'm just gonna say it as login. And then we need to import this text as well. That's it. We don't need these many spaces. Okay. So we have created one of the component called login, but we have two more components, register and home. So I'm gonna save this same login as home component. So I'm just gonna rename the file to home.js in the same folder called components. Then just change the class name, and just change the text over here. And then the same file, save as register.js. Register. Okay, so let's reload our application. Okay, we got an error. Can't find variable login. Okay, so this is in the app.js. So we have created these components, but we haven't imported these components. So let me import these components. So login, register, and then home from. So if you notice, this is the app.js, and then the app.js is in the root, right? Here it is. So we need to call from the current directory src components. Okay, let me try this. If it didn't work, then we will import one by one. Didn't work. Okay, it's not a big deal. Import. So let me import by one, login, and then register, then home. Okay, let me reload. Command R to reload. Undefine is it's not an object. Login.js, line number 426. Actually, you can debug the same stuff in the browser as well. So you can see debug JavaScript remotely. If you press this one, you should be able to see the JavaScript console. So just choose more tools and then developer tools. So you should be able to see the errors over here, console and then network, all the stuff. So it says some stuff. Let's see what is doing. Control M, reload. Line number 4 in login.js. So let me open line number 4. Class login extends react.component. So what's wrong in here? I don't know. So let me replace with this guy like this. So default line number 4, unexpected. What is unexpected? Okay, I think this won't be a big deal though. Extends component, react.component. Okay, I think I should not have this one. If it's more than one class import, we need to use this open and close. Components login, unexpected token, line number 4. Export default class. Okay, there is a tool login. Refresh one more time. Undefined react.component. Okay, let me do this manner. Component. This toolbar. register.js. Okay, I think this is got fixed. We need to see the register dot. Okay, so this is the culprit. So let me just remove this guy. Same thing in the home.js. So these are like small syntax mistakes when we used to do. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so the login is loaded. I think whatever the first stuff has been loaded. So let me change register as my first screen. So in order to do that, we need to use this initial equal to true. So we should see the register, sorry, register home. Yeah, here we go. So we see the register home. Let me check the Android, reload, and then register. That's really nice. Okay, so we know this is working fine, but we need to know from register. I'm just trying to navigate to the home. So in order to do that, let me create a button in the register. Instead of text, will be a button. So I need to import the button from the React Native. I'm just gonna replace with this one. Okay, this is fine. So we need to do some documentation. We need to see some documentation for the button in React Native. Let's see that one. React Native button. Okay, so this is the button, and this is their example, the accessibility for some accessibility, like the users with disability. Okay, on press. I'm gonna here. So I'm going to give the title as go to login. And then on press, I'm going to have like this, like the yes 2015 syntax. This dot login or this dot go to log. Okay, so I need to create this function. So let me create this function, and then let's see whether it goes inside the function or not. So I'm just printing console.log over here. So this should print into the browser. Okay, I got an error. Register line number 6. Line number 6. Okay, let me move inside the render method. For some more time. Unexpected token. Okay, I think I missed the function argument over here like this. Sorry for that. Unexpected token, line number 8. What is the 8? Do I need to use a function? Something like this. I think so, yeah. Okay, so since it's a function, so it goes in, and then now let me check in the Android. Reload. So it's reloaded. We can see the go to login screen, and then let me check the browser console. here, click, nothing happened. That's nice. On press. Register 14, line number 14. On press. I know what really happened, but let me open my one of the project which I made the proper changes over here. Okay, so the login is nothing but over here, outside of render. Should work though, but I don't know why it didn't work. Okay, let me copy this down. Open projects, go back to our project. Control V, maybe some syntax mistake. Control C. I think we don't need it over here, we can keep it over here. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, it didn't print, I don't know why. But let's try actions. And if you notice over here in the official site, it's action.home. So home is nothing but a key, so it goes to this scene. So let's try the same stuff in our application. Actions dot login. So to download actions, sorry, to use actions, we need to import actions from React Native router class. Okay. Go to login on press registered. What the heck is happening over here? Scan. Go to line number 7. Line number 7. Actions.login. Allow from React Native router class. Okay. Let's see what's inside the router. Let's try with the see what will happen. Okay, that's interesting. I think I need to, I don't understand. I think I need to give this one bracket, but in the case of React, it's weird. I don't know. So, but anyway, like, so I think we successfully made some progress for navigating between screens to different screens. So this is the register screen, and this goes to the login screen. So you can create the same stuff in login and let it go to the home screen. Go to home. here. Start. So you got to download this guy again over here in the login screen. First command R. So from register, go to login. Okay, install the button. I mean, import the button instead of text. Okay. So from register, go to login. From login, go to home, and then click back to login and click back to register. That's it, guys. So I think we successfully learned how to navigate. Not we or I, whatever. I learned how to use the React Native router flags. So this is really a very good uh, information for me to learn the navigation. So thank you very much. So in my next video, I'm gonna try with the I-18N, the internationalization or localization. So thank you very much for watching.